Welcome to the headquarters of Boltec in the Dutch city of Maden, a great location for our series of programs where 3 national Premier League champion teams from the Netherlands, Denmark and a combined Greek-German team want to be the best of the best. This is Champions League of Bowling, the final episode where the Danes are playing against the German-Greek team, and here are the players from Denmark who already showed so many great moments in bowling. Jessica Thomas talks to one of them, Anders Lausdahl.
So guys, new game, new match, new opponents. What are you expecting from them?
We're expecting them to bowl very good. We saw them bowling before. They had some troubles, but I expect them to rebound from that. But we expect to bowl good ourselves, of course.
So what are you guys going to do different from the first match?
We're trying to get ahead of the transition. In the earlier match, we were a little bit behind. So hopefully we can solve that a little bit better now.
And the Danes are playing against the Greek-German team. 3 German players and 2 from Greece. Reporter Jessica Thomas talks to Pascal Winterheimer from Germany.
Hey Pascal, so you guys lost your first match unfortunately, but there's going to be a new match and new opponents. Can you tell me a little bit how you guys are going to prepare for this match?
Well, the first loss was a little bit rough because losing 3-0 is always a kick in the butt. So I think we're all fired up to give the Danish guys a really good match now, and we just try to stay focused.
Are you going to change your lineup?
No, we're going to stick with the lineup, and we will put all our faith into Ollie to give us the wins.
Well, let's do this. The final episode of Champions League of Bowling. The Greek-German combination against the Danish Trekanten. Welcome, Elko Gorter, member of the board of the Dutch Bowling Federation. Could you tell us something about the current situation between our 3 nations?
Well, thank you, Peter. Yeah, the current situation is that Ordnance has 5 points gathered in the first 2 episodes. Trekanten has 3 points and DBU Sivissidis 0. So Trekanten needs to win this match and get 3 points in this match to win the Champions League of Bowling.
So that's a very interesting situation. If the Trekanten will win this best of 5 games, so they make 3 games, 3 points, then they are the overall champion.
They are the champions, yes.
So great pressure for our Danish friends from Team Trekanten.
Yeah, yes, we're off to a flying start. George started off with a strike and Tim leaving a 4-pin. So the Trekanten is in the chase from frame 1 on. So I think they know what the score is. They know they need to win.
Absolutely. Of course, that might put up the pressure a little bit, right? A
little bit more pressure, but as we said in earlier episodes, these guys are used to pressure and they love it and they thrive under it and they wouldn't want it any other way. So I think this is the way they want to win it, and if you get a chance, they will. Strike again. This is Claudia. Strikes for
charming lady who's one of the guys.
Yes, the only girl lady playing in this format. But let's hope next year we get some more teams and we get some lady teams as well, because bowling is one of the few sports where the ladies compete with the guys and they beat the guys regularly.
But here we are gender neutral.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. Anders Lausdahl, strike. Anders, I think his best finish in an EBT is 4th in the Brunswick Euro Challenge, which is the biggest tournament in Europe. And if you finish 4th there, then you're a pretty good bowler. I think Dominic Barrett and Stu Williams made the top 3 that year, so he's really good.
Yeah, in this series of programs we play a different format as you might get used to when you go to the bowling arena. Then you play 10 frames, here we play 5 frames.
Yep, using a different scoring system as well.
Different scoring system as well, right?
Yeah, we use current frame scoring, which means if you get a strike you get 30 points. And if you get 9 spare, you will get 19 points. So Jan has a strike, 30 points for Trekanten. They come to 79. And the DBU Sivissidis is on 90 points until now. So they are perfect to the first 3 frames. And here's Pascal Winterheimer, one of the German stars, PBA, almost a PBA champion. And a really good bowler. Trying for a strike. Oh, bit of a light hit. Leaves a 7-pin. We see a lot of 7 pins.
It's always the 7 pins, right? We also saw that in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, a bit of a light hit on these lanes. Looks like it's going to be a 7-pin.
Could you describe why it's so technical difficult, many technical difficulties to throw the 7-pin in the corner?
it's just the ball just doesn't hook enough in the end part of the lane to get the ball through the pins correct and get the 7-pin to fall, because the ball doesn't hit the pin. The pins need to hit the 7-pin, and that makes it difficult. So
that makes it difficult.
If you have a good shot, the ball only hits 4 pins. That should be it.
Let's see what Stefan Patterson
Stefan Tang, he's
makes out of his frame.
Yeah. Well, as we can see, a lot of Danish championships. Good bowler, and good shot as well.
We're reaching the final stage of this first game,
And we're tied.
We're tied with 109 for both teams. That's pretty interesting.
Yes, we've seen a lot of exciting matches, Peter. It's every game seems to go down to the wire, and we've seen I think I can remember only one game where we finished in frame 4, where we knew who was going to win. So Ollie needs to strike, and he does.
Ollie van Morrik.
This means DBU Sivissidis cannot lose this match, but Trekanten can tie, and then it means we have a roll-off.
But
So
they have
then-
to throw
but
a strike. Then
Mick needs to throw a strike. We saw in the first episode Mick can throw strikes when he needs to.
concentration in his eyes, and he does. So that means in this first game we already have a tie for both teams, 139. What happens next?
We're going to have a 1-ball roll-off, so that means 1 ball and the highest count wins the game.
Only 1 ball.
Only 1 ball.
Only one ball will decide.
So, and the DBU Sivissidis choose to put Ollie Morrik in for them. He's going to throw the first shot. 30 perfect games, so he's used to a bit of pressure in the last frame. Here's Ollie. Looks good.
Strike, perfect.
So that means Trekanten needs to strike and
To keep up with the score.
to keep up with score. And it's going to be Stefan Tang Pedersen who's going to throw the ball. So if Stefan strikes, we will continue the roll-off.
This could take hours.
This could take a lot of time, yeah. You think it would be, but I think it's going to be someone makes a mistake. Ooh, Stefan.
No mistake so far, so we just go roll on.
Yeah, we
roll
roll
off.
Roll on. So
Roll
I
on
think
with the roll-off.
they're going to have a second shot now.
We just wait for the first team who makes sort of a mistake.
Yeah. So it's George for the Greek-German combination. George's going to throw it. And, let's have a look. Can put
Absolute silence on the bowling arena.
Yeah. Ooh.
And no,
10-pin.
the 10-pin. So that means
It wobbles.
a score of 9 for DBU Sivissidis,
Yeah.
which means that Trekanten has a slightly chance to win this first game if they throw a strike.
And they're going to put in Mick again. Mick needed to strike the last frame of the normal game to get a tie, and he's going to need a strike to win now. He's won 2 EBT tournaments on the European Bowling Tour. He won in Odense and in Nieuwegein in Holland. So he's a 2-time titleist, and one of the best in Europe. So let's see if Mick can strike again and give Trekanten the lead they need to maybe win the Champions League.
There he goes. And he
Great
does!
shot, Mick.
Congratulations to Mick Stamper, and the Danes are in the lead 1-0 in the final episode of Champions League of Bowling. And we're starting already with the second game in this final episode. The Danes are in the lead 1-0, and they're off right now.
Yeah, Mick's little brother, Tim. So they put both Stampers, one in the lead of the team and one in the back of the team. So they both strike a lot. So here's Tim, who strikes on the first shot. And
The Bowling Brothers.
yeah, you see it a lot. Bowling is a lot of family ties. Here's George Stefanidis. He's 11 perfect games. He's won a couple of titles at the Mediterranean Bowling Championships.
And one of the best Greek players ever, I see.
He's got a couple of Greek tidles, and he's won a medal at European Championships. George is really good, and he's a nice guy to be around.
To be honest, we saw so many great bowling moments in the last episodes here of Champions League of Bowling.
Great form by George. Great shot. It's gonna be. I imagine it's gonna be tough with all the lights and camera people moving around and to throw good shots.
Did you ever did a tournament on certain circumstances like this?
I've been in tournaments where we had cameras and people moving
Does
around
it put
behind
some
the ledge.
pressure on it? Do you feel it?
It's a lot more pressure,
Yeah.
and you feel a lot. Yeah, it's a lot warmer as well, and you get more. It's difficult. So it's and Anders makes the temp in here. It makes the tournament even harder, but. You know, it's
But
what we
all
said
the
before.
teams
Yeah, that's
need
all
to
the
play
best.
this in the same circumstances,
Yeah,
right? So all
and-
the teams feel this kind of pressure.
And as we said, the best players in Europe from different countries, and it's just good fun to see them compete, and they love to compete against each other. And as we heard from the interviews, they love the format as well. So we hope they can come back and do it again next year and make it bigger and grow the sport of bowling.
Competitors on the bowling lanes, but friends behind the scenes. I
Yeah,
guess.
probably. Yeah, off the lanes, everybody's good friends, but on the lane, we all want to win.
Of course. Claudia Savicki.
Yeah, bit of a bad shot. Ball hooks too early, and she leaves the 6-10. She needs to spare this. Trekanten has a spare as well in the second frame. So if they spare, they keep it close, and they give themselves a chance. And she spares.
49 for Team Trekanten and 48
Yeah.
for the Greek-German friends.
See,
This
Jan
is Jan
Andersen.
Andersen.
Yeah. Well, we said in the last episode he's the oldest, one of the oldest to make a debut in the Danish team at age 47, and he still competes on a high level in Europe. And he plays for Trekanten, and as you can see, age makes no difference.
I would like to say that. I'd like to point out that. So you can start bowling also when you're older than 5.
I think he started bowling earlier, but it's 47. But he made the national team at 47. But it's good. You can still compete on a high level when you're a bit older,
Great.
which is really good. So Vasilis.
I just love the bowling sport. It's gender neutral and you can play without any age borders.
We do have some tournaments where we have age limits. So you got the youth tournaments and you got the 50 plus seniors.
I understand that.
But it's normally everybody's mixed up in age and in gender, which is really good. Stefan, pretty good shot.
It's always the 7 or the 10 pin.
It's always the corner pins.
Corner pins.
Which shows how good these players are. They normally just don't miss the pocket, and they get 9 or 10. So if they don't get it, that's like...
Hopefully he will spare this so we can add 10 more points to the scoreboard.
Yeah, they will get to 98 if he spares it.
And he does
But
not.
he whiffs on the 10 pin. We saw earlier that 9 miss cost you games. So I see Pascal was already on the lane almost when he missed it. So Pascal really wants to convert now and get a strike. And
He can make a difference right now.
yeah, they can get so far ahead. They win the game if he strikes, or almost win the game.
And he does.
He throws it perfectly. Winnie throws a good shot, and
30 points difference between the two teams right now in this final stage of this second game.
it's 20 points. So if Mick strikes, then they need a spare in the 10th. Mick also a 10 pin. So DBU and the Greek players win this match, this game. So
How
they
much
tie the match.
frustration the players will have of the 10 pin right now.
Yeah, it seems to be the left lane of the two here in Made. It's been a bit tougher on the players than the right lane. So
We can conclude that after 3 episodes. 107 is the final score in this second game for Team Trekanten. What happens here?
we see Ollie throwing it too far to the right, and it overhooks, but it doesn't matter. They already won the
And
match,
they
but
won
he
the
spares
match.
it.
So it's 1-1 between the Greek-German team and the Danish Trekanten. So we will play the third game and at least a fourth game as well.
Yeah, still exciting to see if Trekanten can come back and win this match. If they win the match, they win the Champions League of Bowling. But if DBU Sivissidis win, they won't win, and Ordonnance could win this Champions League. So really exciting.
Team Ordonnance, the Dutch friends, in the first episode, they lost from Team Trekanten with 3-2, but they won 3-0 to the Greek-German friends. So they have 5 points right now, as you can point it out like this.
Yes. So at this point, Trekanten has 4, so they need to win 2 more to win the Champions League. So George starts off with a strike. Here's Tim. Oh, really good shot. He liked it. But leaves a ringing 10. You can see in the replay now, the 6 pin goes around the 10. Really good shot, but unlucky. And no strike. So changes to his spare ball now. Try to pick it up, and I think he does, yeah. Easy spare for Tim. So we go back to Claudia for the Greek and Germans.
Concentration for Claudia Savicki. There she goes. Oh, it's amazing.
7-pin.
The 7-pin already.
It's, it seems glued on that lane. It's a light hit. And you see the 5-pin not pushing into the 7. And, or not pushing enough. So back to the spare ball and trying to convert the spare and keep in the match. And she does.
She does. Perfect. 49 now for DBU Sivissidis, the Greek-German combination.
So Anders Lausdahl, you see 7-time Danish team champion. As we said before, 4th place finish at the Brunswick Euro Challenge. Behind Stuart Williams, Dominic Barrett, and a player from Thailand, which name is too difficult to pronounce. So a really good finish over there. So really good player. And
it's the 10.
Good shot, but 10-pin. You see the players moving more and more to the left as longer as the matches go on, and they're getting more and more trouble to get the ball through the pins the right way. We've seen it in the first match where it was 5 games. They got into trouble to carry the corner pins, and they're in the same spot right now. He spares it and keeps it clean. And now go get to Vasilis. See one of the Sivissidis team select players. He won a silver medal at the European Championships, and he has 12 perfect games.
How many perfect games have you thrown in your life, Elko?
I have 16 perfect games.
16.
Peter,
That's great. That's great.
Thank you. Good
this is
shot.
A perfect shot.
Yeah.
Of Vasilis.
Yeah,
Makes it 79.
They keep in front, and even though they're out of the Champions League of bowling to win it, they still want to win their match against Trekanten or do their job, or how do you call it?
This is also very great.
Good ball from Jan again, Jan Andersen. Striking a lot today.
You would like to see this in instant replay, right? As a player.
Oh, look at that. He knew it when he threw it.
Saw the relief on his face.
Yeah, he's
great shot.
Pascal Winterheimer. Ooh, bit of a light hit, and he gets away with it. The things he can get away with on with a bowling ball, he just caves in a lot of pins there, and he gets a strike. Really good. So this means Trekanten needs to strike out to make any chance to win this game, and Stefan Tang-Petersen does. He strikes. He maybe gives Mick a chance in the last frame. So if Ollie doesn't strike, Mick can strike to win or tie. So Ollie needs to strike to win this game.
Ah, great shot.
Yeah, Ollie. Yeah. You see the team celebrating. So they won it.
This means that DBU Sivissidis, they cannot lose this game, right?
Yeah, they won.
They won already.
Ollie pured it, and Mick can only get to 128 now if he strikes. So it's going to be 2-1 for DBU Sivissidis, and
that's exciting game. It's 2-1, as you said before, for the Greek-German combination. And we're back right after this break of Hyperbowling. In this competition, we introduce a great side event, Hyperbowling. Hyperbowling combines the fun of bowling with video game-like technology to create an action-packed and fun new way to bowl where there are no more gutter balls. Hit the colorful targets on the bumper to multiply your score. Each pin knocked down is 100 points. By hitting the colored bumper, these points will be multiplied. But beware, hit anything red and your score is 0. Let's watch how the pros do it. First player for the Dutch team is Taco Verhoef. He hits the blue bumper, so his score will be tripled. Only 1 ball to play, so just 1 chance to make a good score. 9 pins means 900 points, and with the multiplier, this is a good start with 2,700 points. Next player is Johnny Spill. He hits the green bumper right away, and green doubles his score. A strike is 1,000 points, and in this case worth 2,000 points. Here's Johnny. Kenneth Ramos is our next player. Concentration on his face. And unfortunately for Team Ordonnance, Kenneth is not able to increase the score. Hitting the red zone means 0 points. The Dutch are still on 4,700 points. Once you hit the red, your score will be bad. Jorik van Deutenkom knows that he must put something on the scoreboard, so let's see what he has to offer. It's the blue bumper, so let's triple his score of 8 pins. 800 times 3 is 2,400 points for Jorik. The Dutch are now on a great score of 7,100 points. Only one more player left. Jeroen van der Heijden is on now. He is the last man to put the Dutch on a higher level. He hits the 5 times multiplier yellow bumper with 7 pins, which makes 3,500 points for Jeroen. And the Dutch are the winners with an incredible 10,600 points, followed by the Danish Trekanten with 9,200 points, and the Greek German are third with 8,700 points. And we're back on the in the bowling arena to see Team Trekanten playing against the German-Greek combination DBU Sivissidis. As we saw before, DBU Sivissidis is leading. And so that means pressure on the Team Trekanten, right, Elko?
Yeah, Team Trekanten knows after the result of the first 2 episodes, they know they need to win this match against DBU Sivissidis to win the Champions League. And they're trailing now 2-1, so there are 2 must-win games for Team Trekanten. And yeah, they're going to have some pressure to win this. And they start with a 9 spare from Tim, so you know, they can be behind early if George get a strike. But we've seen a lot of close matches, and it's probably going to be close again to the 5th frame.
Of course,
it's been every time, and it's been a lot of fun to watch this.
Yeah, it's a fun format for us viewers to see this intense format for the players as well.
Yeah, really quick.
And
really
any mistake can be.
Yeah, can be disastrous.
Can be disastrous, yes.
Oh.
And there he goes. The Sivissidis are in the lead. They have lots of self-confidence, of course.
Good strike, which is good because, you know, Team Trekanten is a team which plays together every time, every day, probably of the year. And this team is a team of all-stars put together especially for this tournament. They probably never bowled together as a team. So it's good to see them giving Trekanten a good match. And probably the first match they played had a bit of trouble because they don't play together as often. Anders Lausdahl gets a strike, and you see how intense the players of Trekanten celebrate every strike at this point. They know it, they know the score, and they know what they need to do.
There goes Claudia for the German-Greek combination.
Yeah, struggles a little bit. Again, ball goes too high. She leaves the 4 and the 7. And she can spare this, and they will be 1 point behind Team Trekanten. And she had trouble on the right lane is the ball hooks too much, and the trouble on the left lane for her is the ball hooks not enough. So it's difficult, and especially when you only get 1 shot on each lane, it's really difficult to change it. Here's Jan Andersen, the elder statesman of the Danish team, the oldest guy, but that doesn't mean he's not good. He throws a lot of strikes, and he didn't like this one.
Yeah, this is great.
He didn't like it. He asked for it to sit and to not hook, and it did. High flush in the pocket, and they get a strike. You see his reaction to the ball. Go away, stop. Here is Vasilis. And to try and get DBU Sivissidis within 1 point again, and he does. Strike 79-78. Really close match again. So only 2 more frames to go in this game, and yeah, it's a good thing about this format. Really quick, and every game goes is really exciting.
It is really exciting to see, because if the German-Greek combination win, then it will be 3-1.
Yes, and Team Ordonnance. Yeah,
and then Team Ordonnance will be the great champion.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Here, Stefan throws it really good. A bit lucky with the 4-pin, but they get a strike. So Pascal needs to keep it close. Can he strike? Yes, he can strike.
Only one.
And you see his finger. Bit of mind games there from Pascal, giving the finger to to Trekanten, you're not
It's
winning.
not over until it's over, because Team Trekanten, if they throw a strike, then they are the winner of this fourth game, right?
Yeah, if they strike, it's going to be 2-2. And there's Mick again,
There's Mick again.
and he strikes a lot.
And he does it, which means that the Danes win this fourth game with 138, because the German-Greek combination, they cannot win this game anymore.
It's going to be
right?
139 for the Danes, and the Germans can get to 138
if
they
they throw a
strike.
strike.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Ollie has his shot, but it doesn't really count for him. He strikes. Yeah.
Great shot, though. But Team Trekanten win this fourth game, which makes it really exciting in this final episode. It's 2-2-2. Let's play the final game in this final episode of Champions League of Bowling. And we're starting off with this fifth game.
Going to see George on the left lane. Ooh. That ball. Oh, yeah.
This is not good, Elko.
Yeah, you saw it early on. I
This
saw it
is
early on. The
not
ball
good.
started hooking early, and it went too high, and it's a big split for George.
What went wrong, as you can see in the replay?
Yeah, I think the lanes are getting drier and drier, and George his ball just started to read the lane too early, and the ball started to hook too early. You used the oil to get the ball down the lane, and it didn't work for George. 6 and 2 is 8. It's not a good start. It's not the start they hoped for, and it's not the start Team Ordnance hoped for, because they hoped that DBU Sivissidis were going to win.
Tim Stampe from the Stampy Brothers.
Yeah, it's the younger brother, and I heard that he had no 300 games yet, which surprises me.
No perfect game in his life so far.
That's what the stats said, and I was surprised for that, because I've seen him a lot of the last couple of years. I've seen him get better and better, and shots like this, it's not going to take a long time for him to get a 300, I think.
There goes Claudia again. Oh, this is not good.
It's the same as I said. On the right lane, she has too much hook, and on the left lane, her ball just doesn't hook. And you see, the reaction in the pins is not good. And she leaves a tough spare. It's the 4, 5, and 7 pin. It's not a common spare for most bowlers on this level. So I don't know if she can make it.
Oh.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't. Only
So-
16 points for the Greek Germination team after 2 frames.
Yeah, they need a miracle from Trekanten to get back in this. Trekanten needs to open a couple frames, but they're the best in their country for a reason. So I expect them to step it up and even throw a better shot. Here's Anders.
Anders Lausdahl.
Oh, that's a good shot.
It's a great shot, and it's a head start in this final game
You
for
see
the
the reaction
Team
of the
Trekanten,
players. They
yeah.
know it. They know how important these strikes are. At 30 point a strike, it's so important. You can get so much points ahead of your opponent. So
Team DBU Sivissidis in great trouble after 2 frames.
they need to strike out. They need
to strike out, yeah.
3 strikes, and they need help from the Danes. But Vasilis
the
does.
Danes
Vasilis
Do
strikes.
something wrong, yeah.
Yeah, the Danes need to make a mistake.
Need to make a mistake.
Well, we've seen a couple of changes here in this format. In these last couple of weeks, we had these matches, so you never know.
You never
Here's
know.
Jan. Oh, that's good.
It ain't over until it's over. Jan Andersen.
No, I'm
3 in a row.
I'm willing to put some money on they're not going to lose now, because they need to.
You see the self-confidence in the Danish team as well.
Yeah, but they need 2 8 misses from Trekanten to win. DBU Sivissidis. It's not going to happen. Winnie throws another strike. 76, but
if Team Trekanten throws his 4th strike in a row, then it's over, right?
strike or a spare, doesn't even matter. Even a spare is going to be enough for Stefan Tang Peterson.
We're reaching
And
the
he's been-
final stage now of Champions League of Bowling. There he goes. And
they
they
won.
know it.
They won.
It's over.
It's over.
It is over.
No,
It's
the
amazing.
Danes, great match. They needed their best game in the last game, and they proved it. So
The Danes are the winners.
4
because-
strikes. They can finish it over the perfect game.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's really
Of
gonna be more
course,
fun.
of course. But the Danish team, they will win 3-2 and will become the first champions of the Champions League of Bowling, which is a great fun to be with you, Elko, in the last 3 episodes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Danes are celebrating their championship, and we're going to Česká Thomas to hear some reactions. Thank you.
Congratulations! This was an amazing win. How do you guys feel?
Awesome! It's amazing. We struggled for a few games and came back and finished with a perfect game. So we are thrilled.
The matches were very close. You guys kept coming from behind, I think. Can you tell me how you held your nerves and how you were able to get the win?
We're just trying to make good shots and trying to focus on the next shot and just see if it held up. And luckily it did. And at the close games it went our way. So really great and awesome.
Okay, well, congratulations again and enjoy your win, guys.
Thank you.
The Danish Trekanten are the winners of Champions League of Bowling 2019. Congratulations and thank you to everyone who made this international competition possible. Hope to see you next year for Champions League of Bowling 2020.